Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? A gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is September 22nd. It's Monday and it's 3:12 in the a.m. And I've just regrouped after experiencing this major earthquake. I held on to the desk and wrote it out. Let me get to my message. For the past week, I've been talking about what I like to call sacred femininity. I'm going to tell you what prompted this recording in a minute. When I talk about sacred femininity, I'm talking about the essence, the soul, the spirit of a woman, and how we've allowed the world to dictate how we experience this. Now, we already have what I want to call natural enemies, and that's women, other sisters who are jealous. So, rather than look at the bigger picture, gossip and tear down, primarily gossip. Hit the water cooler and the rumor mill and, just engage in overall character assassination. And it's like, why are you so invested in somebody else's life? You want them to do better or be better, talk to them. There's that line in the song, talk to me, I talk back. But I also want to talk about the unhealthy mindset that we bring to the table. We, my three persons, me, myself, and I, overriding red flags with, a delusional set of rules for love. And I can hear a bunch of people saying, not me, not me. We all have delusional sets of rules, and the majority of it comes from Judeo-Christian beliefs. We talk about forgiveness, but we still harbor resentments. We talk about love conquering all, but if you never knew love, if you never knew what love meant or felt like, we all know when we want it to be, but if we never experienced it in its real state, real form, certain aspects of a relationship are just building blocks. And that's okay. I want to say that's okay. But what is the essence of that building block? For me, I told you guys, I shared with you guys, I grew up in a house where there was horrific domestic violence. I grew up in a house where, when in attempts to address the violence on a spiritual level, my mother was told, what a wife's duties were, and she was to submit. She wasn't submissive enough. To those people who gave her that information, I really want to say something foul. But what I'm going to say is you were tragically wrong. And you're wrong to tell anybody that. You don't submit to beatings because somebody is having a bad mood or somebody is maladjusted to society. Now, if somebody puts their hands on you, you have a right to defend yourself. I'm going to say that. And then I've shared, as a result of that, in my childhood, in my childlike thinking, I've determined that I'm not going to be that victim. So I have anger issues that flare up from time to time. I will attempt to talk. I need to say that. I will attempt to talk. But if talk becomes insulting in that, you're gaslighting or you're playing on my intelligence, we go to a whole different level of communication, and most people don't like that level of communication from me. At times, I don't like that level of communication from me. But I'm not going to let you lie to me and take advantage of my feelings for you. Lying and cheating on somebody who truly loves you is like breaking into your house and stealing your own stuff. Does that make sense? Because you've stolen your happiness. You've stolen that person's peace. And you're living with this person, so if they're not at peace, guess what? You're going to have chaos. But what prompted this whole conversation was I was on a social media platform the other day, and I saw a little heart icon. And for me, I knew it wasn't there previously. So I clicked on it. It said dating. And I'm going to say, sisters, I love y'all. I love how each and every one of you represents and shows up. Do you, be your best you, shine. Each and every one of us adds a little essence to this world. Sprinkle that pixie dust wherever you go, so folks will remember you. But you need to be careful. Far too many of us are willing to jump into bed with folks we don't know. And then we get like Jamie Foxx and we want to blame it on the alcohol. Or, we're sowing seeds all over the place. All over the place, indiscriminately, as my mom would say. And that leads to problems on a very large scale. You all know. I've heard the stories from your moms on the internet on some of the outcomes of, hopping into bed like a bunny on steroids. Be careful. Just be careful. But getting back to this little heart icon, why? Why? How do you vet people through answering questions? You're not looking at the person. You're not running background checks. You're just getting names and their answers, their responses to a certain set of questions. Baby, that's Russian roulette. And again, how and why? You can't keep my account safe. So I'm going to trust you with my most intimate information? This particular platform, my account has been hacked. My account has been cloned. My information has been leaked to the dark web. I know all these things because I have LifeLock and some other platforms that screen. And someone uses my email address every so often when they don't want people to know, where they're located. Okay, so I get email for Nikolai. That part. So I'm going to trust you with my dating information. I'm going to trust you with my personal preferences. No, thank you. No, thank you. Plus, this particular platform, well, most are now, are in league with this current administration. Not that I have anything to hide. I pay my taxes. I pay my business taxes. Actually, I pay extra on my business taxes. Because, I'm an independent operator, salesperson, vendor, if you will. I know I'm at a higher risk of scrutiny, so I do pay more taxes for my business. It's a little cottage thing, but, better safe than sorry. But I digress. I don't trust you at high noon in traffic, encased in an ISO booth made of glass where I can see you 24/7 with cameras. I don't trust you. So why would I give you my information? And I wish I had been more discerning in my own choices in dating. I wish I had that same zeal at times. And notice I said dating. Some people, I use this in another video. Some people, and I'm going to say women because I'm representing, when they say friend, when they use that word, that usually denotes someone that they're sleeping with, as opposed to someone that covers them. Someone who challenges them to be their best. It just means somebody that I'm having sex with. You see how we've diminished and offered our essence as sacrifice to this world. We've allowed the world to sully our sacred connections